We're on the computer.
There you go.
Thanks, Sam, for joining us.
Ooh, I'm nervous. All right, South Korea. So how many of you guys like know about the South Korea? Like what kind of thing? Like just like tell me like something else about South Korea that you guys already know about. Anything is fine. Just like tell me something. Say what?
K-pop.
Okay, K-pop definitely. Yeah. Also,
Kimchi.
yeah. Thank you. Okay, one more thing. I'm gonna go start. One more thing. Just give me one more thing.
This is the most popular place our students want to go to for study abroad.
Oh, cool.
Interesting. Yeah, kind of. All right. So, all right. Okay. Well, this is definitely how to say hello in Korean. It's actually not hello. It's more like a casual form of how to say it. It's called 안녕. It's like, yeah, it's basically how to say hello to other Koreans or something. And this is our flag. So I'm just gonna go for a couple of minutes of explaining this one. So this stands for sky, water, earth, fire. Honestly, I have no idea what these are, but still, yeah. Anyways, so this is like a typical like a Asian culture. There's like a harmony between like a positive, negative thingy. Or this, you guys are familiar with this one, right? Yeah, this is exactly the same one for this. And the white background stands for peace. So it means like everything's live in harmony. Traditional clothes. So this is yukata, is it? Okay, kimono for Japan. This is chipao for China. And this is hanbok. It's called like a hanbok. This is Korea's traditional clothes. So yeah, a lot of people back in, I don't know, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, we used to wear this one. No, we really don't, but yeah, this is just a traditional clothes. Actually, some people actually wear this at the wedding. I've seen like a couple marrying couples wearing this one and go like a wedding ceremony. So, all right. I'm gonna give you like a brief explanation for like a Korean, the letter itself. So it is actually, yeah, but one the king actually made it. Like it is not developed by the time or something. Some people actually like created, invented. So he's called Sejong the Great, and we have a statue of him at the Seoul yearly Seoul station. So from 1397 to 1455. So he created Hangul for those who are illiterate due to the difficulty of learning Chinese letters, because Chinese letters are ridiculously hard to learn, because like they're like more than like 20,000 letters, or like probably like 50,000 of characteristic. Like even one of my Chinese friends doesn't know every single letters of Chinese characteristic, and that is actually why I can't. I can speak Japanese as well, but I can't read or write because of this. Because like this is like ridiculously hard to learn. So he's actually on the $10 bill. Yeah, this is $10 actually. Yeah, we have like 3 more zeros, but this is worth $10 because of high inflation for back in the days. So, all right. And do you want me to edit it? Oh yeah, because I can't really see it. Yeah. So this is Korean alphabet. We got vowels over here and consonants over here. And I gotta say this. So it is not like a normal normal writing system of like different languages. For example, like alphabets or like maybe Japanese. So what we do is we combine these letters. And for example, this is one word, like, so this stands for J. This is I. This is M. So we combine it like this. So it makes Jim. Who's Jim? I'm Jim. Yep, that's me. So yeah, it does look like a Chinese characteristics, but it's slightly different because it is not a Chinese character the first time. We just combine it to make a one square little cute letter thingy shape. I'm sorry.
Are there like different rules, like how you combine them, or like how does it go?
So there are rules. For example, because if something has to be sound like the word, it has to be obviously it has to be consonants and vowels combine each other. So like, for example, what else? Like if you want to say, like if you want to write something that sounds like Sue, for example, like Sue, you find S that's over here. This one and this one's called. This one sounds like root. So you just combine it. Let's go top. Let's go bottom.
Okay, so last ones go always like on bottom.
Well, there is also some kind of systems that call like a additional. What do you call it? I'm really not how to explain this in English, but yeah, the space cases combine each letters and make a cute little square thingy. Next, about South Korea, it's like this brief basic information. We are here, over here, right next to Japan and right next to China. So yeah, I gotta say this: we were being influenced by the Chinese and Japanese over here a lot. We had a lot of words between Japan and also Korea, China. Actually, Korea is actually a colony of Japan at the World War II. So, all right, population 50 million, 51, probably like a 50 million. It's like probably like 20% of whole United States population, and yeah, 33% of whole Japanese population. GDP is like, yeah, just for information, there's like 11 gross domestic products and per capita is like 22nd. So basically, it is South Korea's 22nd wealthiest country in the world. And we have presidential republic government, which United States actually installed in right after World War II. So it is actually the United States installed the government, which has like a, I'm trying to pull up my memory from the United History class, judiciary and what was the three thing that from the legislature? Yep, and then what was the last one? Executive. Kind of. Yeah, I can't really pull up the memory back in like 4 years ago. So, well, we have like definitely the same one. We vote for president, and we elect our president by ourselves. And this is gonna be the one. I personally hate one, but anyways. Well, South Korea. So this is actually kind of okay. I would have to say this is kind of exaggerated, but I guess you guys can't see over here. But this is like a law enforcement graph. So yes, safety index, which like South Korea is #1. Again, this is kind of exaggerated because sometimes Singapore is #1 and maybe sometimes Japan's #1. But yeah, it is actually pretty safe country. Well, nobody holds a gun, nobody holds a knife, probably. This is actually one of the things I really like about South Korea. We are like super safe. And yeah, apartment, because it is a small country. We don't have enough lands. So we a little like especially for the cities, we don't have like a single cute house or something. Instead, we have a big apartment because we don't have we don't have enough land. We just build the building higher and higher. And that is gonna cost like really on and sadly there's only one single floor. So a lot of Korean students, when they come to America, they're surprised that this house has stairs to go upstairs. Literally, because we only have like 1 floor. If you live in an apartment, almost everyone does. Army. So South Korean military force ranks 7th in the world. It is actually true because we are still at the war. Yeah, the war is not finished yet. No, nobody told that okay, the war is finished. Period. It is still going on. We just stopped it for. It was supposed to be 5 years, but it's almost like 60 years since the war has been stopped, but it is not finished yet. So that is the reason why we're putting a lot of money in the army for like tanks, aircraft, sometimes like submarines, ground army, Navy, and Air Force. We are putting tons of money for that because we're still at the war. That's the problem. Believe it or not, this is me. Up here. This guy. This is me. So this was actually, well, because I was capable of speaking English, I was doing interpreter soldier, but also I was working the special forces for 1.5 years because it is mandatory. So yeah, a lot of people were asking to me like, what's up with the army? Because okay, every single healthy males of South Korea has to go to military and spend probably like 2 years or 1.5 years in there. Like you can't really go out. You can actually go out by using your like a leave or something, but you're gonna stuck in the base for 24/7 or 1.5 years. So you're not gonna make any progress. Well, you know what? I might be kind of biased by saying this because like some people will say like, well, you're serving for the military and your safety of your land or something. Yeah, that is actually true. I might be biased, but okay. I'm 22. I'm still freshman. Yeah, I came here by like 2018. And I went for military, wasted 2 years of my life, and then came back, and I'm 22, and I'm still freshman. This is the problem. Well, again, I might be kind of biased, but well, it was actually kind of good experience. Yeah, I was able to work with a lot of United States soldiers because I can speak English. So, what's the special forces? I was used to jumping off from the airplane with a parachute. Every single time I make a jump, I got $300 for my life risking training. Yeah, so one jump, $300, bam, into my account, which is pretty cool. But again, it's kind of awkward because my life is only worth $300. Yeah, that's one more thing. Okay, right now South Korea's minimum wage is $9. I got paid $3. That's because it is mandatory service, not a job. Anyways, so this is where it came from. This is the capital of South Korea. So it looks like this. Yeah, pretty shiny, and a lot of lights, a lot of buildings. Again, we have a lot of tall buildings because we don't have enough lands. So we just build higher. Because we don't have any lands. Like this. Yeah, I can't really tell where exactly which place this is, but like this. Yeah, we see over like a south. This is called Namsan Tower. Pretty good dating spot for couples. Yeah. Yeah, I like her. Booze. Korean BBQ. We have a lot of like side dishes over here. I can't really tell what this is, but anyways, we got Korean barbecue. We got bulgogi, which is a pork with pretty good seasonings. We got This is called kalbi. This is like a beef rib, which is pretty good, spicy as well. We got bibimbap over there, Korean BBQ as well, and we got kimchi. We literally eat kimchi every single day. I have no idea why, but yeah, I'm kind of getting sick of that. But anyways, yeah, I was used to eating kimchi for like 17 years. Yeah, South Korean. Yeah. Got ramen noodle. Yeah, this is Japanese, but it is so popular. So we made our own. You can actually find one at the Walmarts right now. It is spicy and it is really good. It's salty. Do not eat too much or you're gonna got a diarrhea or something. Because like it's too salty and too spicy. Yeah, I gotta say that. You're gonna get fat as well. So and street foods like hot dogs. Yeah, with like a rice cake and a sausage and all the things. Yeah. I want to go back to Korea, but I like it. So and we got fried chickens. This is like basically almost every country does, but this one has like a special kind of sauce, kind of like a spicy, but also chili, but also sweet at the same time. So yeah, I miss the food sometimes. And for like popular Korean things, Samsung, LG. Is this LG? This is LG. Yep. Kia. Honda. Yeah, those are Koreans actually. This is not Japanese. Yeah, this is Korean card. Sometimes people call this one, hey, this is Japanese. This is Korean. Korean Air, Hankook, and the most famous thing in Korea, definitely this guys. Yeah, these guys they're actually in New York right now. So if you guys want to meet them, let's run out of this class right now, take a plane to the New York, and yeah, I believe they're with the president right now. So one of their like this, I believe like this song was on the Billboard for like 9 weeks for the first rank, which is like unbelievable because those guys are not even Americans, but yeah. Korean high school. So this is school uniform actually. Gotta wear this every single day if you go to high school. And this was my high school back in when I was like 16, 17. And these are fake backgrounds. It is not middle of the forest or something. This is fake background. So we have a lot of apartments, as I told you. So
Is this a private school or is this like public school?
it was private,
Okay.
I believe. It was like back 5 years ago, so I can't remember anything. But
No worries.
yeah, this is definitely private school. So this is one of my friends' high school. It is really nice actually. But the problem is this. So I'm gonna give you like a brief schedule of this one. So we are by school by 7:30. Morning class. We have four morning class each every single 15 minutes. Lunch. Afternoon class. This is gonna be done by 4. And here's the problem. This is the problem of South Korea's high school. We have a knife self-study class, which is going to be 6 from 10. This is not like a class or something, but you have to be on the knife study self-study class studying area. It is not mandatory to do this. It is not mandatory, but teacher is going to hate you if you don't do this. So basically, you have to stuck in the school for like roughly 14 hours. So you don't really have time for just going out and hang out with the friends or something. You don't really have time for that because everyone wants to go to good university. to get a job. Kind of sad story. And midnight self-study class. This is gonna 10 from 1. Okay, this is not mandatory because this is actually to kill someone else. Because the high school students, they have to go to sleep, they have to go to bed. They're kids, they have to grow really taller or something. Maybe this is the reason why Koreans are small, because they don't got their I don't know, but like it might be. So well, yeah, this is definitely not mandatory. It is not mandatory. It's like a real not mandatory because this is gonna kill someone else. But I also do this because I gotta study. I want to go to like good universities. So it was a nightmare. But yeah, well, when the school is finished and if there's a weekend, this is where we used to go. Like this is like a PC cafe with a lot of like pretty good video games, awesome computers, awesome monitors, play video games for like 8 hours a day. On the weekend, we play billiards. We go to karaoke. Have you guys ever known karaoke before? It's like a singing room, but it's like, yeah, this is one of my favorite spots. I love singing, but yeah. And yeah, this is basically how South Korea looks like. So you got stores, everything. Oh, this is bar, but this is definitely not for high schoolers. But yeah, I put a wrong picture on that one. Just forgive me. Esports. So for those who don't know about the esports, it's basically competing with the video games, which is pretty popular. I didn't know that, but yeah, it really just take a look at how many people are here in the stadium. Yeah, we have these people. I have no idea why South Koreans are pretty good at gaming, because probably this one. As I told you, we go to PC cafe and play video games for like 7 or 8 hours. Probably that's gonna be the reason. But yeah, this is probably League of Legends. League of Legends, it's called like an Overwatch, like a first-person shooter game, and this is StarCraft. K-pop. This is Big Bang. I forgot who these guys were. Exos? Exos. Okay, Exos. Thank you so much, by the way. MNSD, probably, yeah. It was like 10 years ago, this group. They're still active. I don't know. And but again, yeah, SBTS as well. Yeah, I mean, like, I have no idea why, like, these guys are so freaking famous. Actually, they got like a passport directly from the president to be like a consult. So they have a special privilege to go somewhere else, or like different countries. So that's the reason they are in the New York right now.
I just saw them they went to United Nations for some reason.
Yeah,
United Nations?
Yeah.
they're working in diplomacy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Super awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take a look how many people are in the stadium. They're crazy popular. They're so great. And North Korea. Yeah. It is what it is. There is, because they're under the dictators, So just gonna give a brief explanation how South Korea is perceiving North Korea. So Article 3 of the Constitution of the Republic of Korea. So our territory is actually Korean Peninsula and annexed island. Again, Korean Peninsula is our territory on the article number 3. So this is supposed to be our whole territory, but you only half of it because of these guys. So what is going on is actually we define North Korea as an illegal anti-government organization. we don't see North Korea as a country because because our article says that this whole peninsula has to be our own land. But because of these guys, this dude is a problem. He's definitely a dictator. If he pushes the buttons to annihilate the enemies, will be reduced to seas and flames and ashes in a moment. They're talking about Seoul right now. And again, our troops will fire our nuclear armed rockets at the White House and Pentagon. Ooh. Yeah, scary. Again, so we really don't see North Korea as a country, but it's like an illegal anti-government association. So it is not really a good thing. We have to, because I told you we are still at the war. We're not finished yet because it is stopped. It is still going on. So that's the reason we are putting tons of money for the army. And also that's the reason I wasted 2 years of my life, golden 20s in the military, stuck in the base for 24/7, you know. Anyways, you got 2 minutes. So we're gonna take a look at the pictures that I actually took in South Korea. So this is Cat Cafe. Basically, this is a cafe with a lot of cats. So you can like, so adorable. Lots of cats. It is actually in the Japan as well, but this is my friend and there are like 12, 25 cats in a single room. So we're just gonna cuddle with the cats. And this is bus station. Because we don't got like that much land. We don't got good road and traffics are always slow because we have a lot of cars. So people used to use public transportations. Yeah. And as I told you, we live in an apartment. This was my house. This is, you know, basic scene of South Korea, like the scenery. Ooh. Beers. Yeah, beer. And this is called soju. This is probably like a Korean, it is 15% alcohol drink, which is pretty popular. So what we do is that we just mix soju, the 50% alcohol and beer, and then we drink. Like this was my favorite. I'm in South Korea now. Yeah. Korean BBQs. And this is my friend. Police cars. Why I put Rolls Royce in the? Oh yeah, because you know it works basically same way as the United States. We have there's a big difference between the poor and rich. So I believe this one's like worth like, I don't know, a lot of money. Probably like a house, like 3 houses. Yeah. And this is the last picture. Yeah, when we go to cafe, we order this one. That was probably like a smoothie, strawberry, berry, and we got Oreo ice cream, which is my favorite. That's gonna be it. Thank you so much.
There you are. You see the space bar and then you have to go back.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Hi. Hey guys, my name is Mio. I'm a grad student here. I'm from Japan, so I'm going to talk about Japan. Yeah. I think Jim did a really good job on explaining a cultural part. I had a lot of similarities that I don't even have to mention sometimes, maybe in my presentation, because he covered all the cultural parts. And then I'm gonna have like a little bit of like practicing language part at the end. So I'm gonna pair you guys up later if I get to the point. this is a flag. It's not just I put the red circle on the white background. This is the flag, the Japanese flag. It doesn't say Japan here. I just put this letters on so that you know it's Japan. But yeah, I just wanted to point out it's not just a circle. I think this means like a sun, I think. But that's coming from very old time. But I have to start my presentation asking the same question that Jim did. What do you guys know about Japan?
Ramen noodles.
Noodles, good, right? Huh?
Anime.
Anime, cool. I think I heard it. Trains, yeah, right. That's definitely. Okay, I'm gonna cover that too. So I wanted to include the world map so that you know where it is. Actually, it might look different, like the world map, like I heard it, this is an interesting thing that I discovered, but when a country makes a world map, they usually place their country in the center. So this is how we see it all the time. So like when people, when I studied in a history class that the Japan is like a far east country, I was like, how this is the east? It's in the center. But yeah, this is the United States. Here's Japan, and here this part is South Korea that Jim just explained. It's right next to it. I really wanted to go to South Korea once because this close, but I had never chance to go there. So that's my bucket list. So that's the bigger version. Japan is actually pretty small, I would say, compared to like United States. Again, as Jim said, we have a space issue too. We try to build everything up because we just don't have really space. I heard graveyard. If you want to have like a tombstone, like when you die, I heard it's pretty expensive because we're having, again, space issue. You have to pay so much money to have one, which I found it pretty ridiculous. I don't know if I want to have one, but anyway, I can worry about it later. This is where I'm from. This is Tokyo. That's the capital. I'm not super familiar with it because I'm not from there, but I grew up in Kobe here. Kobe is a pretty big city too. One of the biggest cities, I would say. My family recently moved to Osaka, which is, I would say, bigger than Japan, bigger than Kobe. Oh, do you guys know Kobe Bryant? I heard Kobe Bryant Kobe is coming from this Kobe because we have Kobe beef that's very expensive meat, type of cow meat that we have. But anyways, here's the Osaka that my family is currently living in. Osaka is like the second, we consider Osaka the second capital. And I think it just looks like this, like anywhere you go to like big cities, like pretty much anywhere, I think, I could be wrong, but if you go like those big cities, it look like this. I think this is from Osaka, I would say. But it just looked like this. There's just so many tiny bars and restaurants like all together. Sometimes like if you want to go to a restaurant, the second floor is like you go through the different restaurant on the first floor. That's very typical, I think. So traditional cultures, maybe you guys are familiar with it. Do you know what this is?
Fuji Mountain.
Yes, it's very famous. It's in like older literatures. It's in like, well, back then this is the tallest. I mean, right now too, like the tallest mountain in Japan. It's called Mount Fuji. The people used to admire those things. So I have to put it here. I have never been there, but maybe. So this is like the traditional dancing. It's very famous. I think mostly now it's for like foreigners. They pay a lot of money to make them dance and stuff like that. We don't really have like I don't think that we are a very religious country, but we Japanese society as a whole is like based on like Shinto or like Buddhist society. So we have a lot of temples, and this is shrine, but temples and shrines like all over Japan, like small to bigger ones. This is like one of the biggest in Tokyo, but very famous. Sumo, I have never actually been to like watch it actually, but this is on TV all the time. You see sumo wrestling all the time. Yeah, that's it. Food, yay! There was like exciting part. I have to put the ramen because Jim explained as well, but this is, I think it's the biggest thing. Everybody knows sushi. I think this one, I think I should have put the authentic ones. I think that this is more like an American view of what sushi looks like, because I think those are like a little bit more like a California roll. But I feel like this goes without even explaining. We know what sushi is, I think. But I have to mention that we don't eat this every single day or anything. We just go, maybe like, for me, I guess I go to a sushi restaurant like once in a couple months. That's it. We don't make sushi at home. I don't think regular families make sushi like every single day or anything, but that's, I have to mention because we don't eat this like every single time. But this is more like the family, like a homemade type of food. We eat rice a lot, miso soup, and then some kind of a protein, fish or meat or stuff like that. The hot pot is very famous. It's nice, like family gathering, I guess. So pop culture, I think it's very famous. Anime, I'm not super familiar with those things. I think I know this Doraemon, this Shinchan, this Pokemon, but rest, I don't know. But you tell me maybe. Ghibli, that's famous too. Hello Kitty and then their friends. Very famous. I had those things as a kid, a lot of them. And I think, well, this is a cosplay. I think cosplay is pretty famous. I think I just noticed that those people are non-Japanese people. I think all the time, usually like foreigners come to Japan to do cosplay. So that's pretty famous for foreigners. We do it too, but I think it's more popular among foreigners. Okay. Do you guys have any questions before I move on to like language part, like culture wise? I can draw some comparisons to Korean. I think, well, Jim mentioned high school. I didn't put the high school in here, but I think high school systems are pretty similar. We study like 5 different subjects, no, like 6, 7 different subjects in high school. Yes.
So do you guys have night self-study class, which would take like 4 hours every single day?
It's not I don't think it happens in like high school, but like people usually go to like after class sessions. That's like not affiliated with the school, but people usually go to like additional study sessions outside school. Like that usually happens like, you know, could happen like as late as 10, like from 5 to 10 or stuff like that. I didn't go to those, but I grew up dancing. So like those times are for me, I went to dance classes, but some people are, they're really looking for like good universities, like top universities. Then they use those time to go to additional study sessions. Yeah. But that's not a mandatory. Yep. Anything? I was gonna say something what Jim mentioned. But yeah. Oh, we don't have army.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We don't have army. A military system, like because of like, you know, the history coming from like World War II, that Japan was used to be like imperialistic that Jim mentioned. However, after the World War II, we decided not to have any kind of military force, or like it's more like a US, they didn't want us to have any military forces. However, we have something called defense force just to defend our country. So we don't actually like use the weapon or military power to fight against any other countries, but we say we have defense force just in case, but that's pretty controversial too. Yeah. Yeah, there's no mandatory service. People can volunteer or enlist for defense force. I don't know anybody around me that went to defense force, so I can't really speak to that, but that's something like, I think it's interesting that we have. Yeah. Okay, I got to move on to like language part. So I think it's really, I had a hard time like trying to explain Japanese to people who doesn't speak Japanese. So this is the alphabets. We have 50 of them. And this is a, yeah, so this is a basic alphabet. And then this is like the vowel, like a, I, U, E, O. And then we combine with like, what is it? Say syllables. Yeah, the sound. And then make up the words. We have 50, but we can make it like, make it sound like a little different using, I didn't put that in here, so it's I can't explain, but we also have, it is exactly the same as this. However, we written in a different way. We use this katakana form just to describe this some stuff that are coming from overseas. I don't know why we have this form, but like, let's say banana. We say banana in Japanese, banana, like exactly the same, but we call it banana because it's coming from other countries. So those things, we use this form to describe it instead of this. We could write banana in this as well, but we don't do that. We usually do this, like the things that coming from outside, like overseas, and using katakana form. The good example, other things, we have a lot of like foreign, like a language, the words coming from English or other language. Like good example is like table. We call it table, like it's like basically a table. Fork, fork, spoon, knife. We call it fork, spoon, knife. Those things are in this format too. Yeah, there's like a lot of things like we can. We have the same way of saying as in English. Also, we use. Jim mentioned too. We use Chinese character too. So Korean people are smart. They took Chinese language, like because the Chinese language is very difficult. Chinese characters are so difficult to learn. Korean people actually came up with the simplified, like easier way of explaining it. But however, we still use Chinese characters. So when you make up a sentence in Japanese, we use alphabet, and like regular alphabet. It's called hiragana, and then we also use katakana to describe something coming from foreign. And also we use Chinese characters to put it in, like to make it easy to read it. Just think about like when you write a sentence in English, we don't really use space in Japanese. So if you write something in English and they don't use the space, it's just so difficult to, where is the word? Like like it's gonna be really hard to read. So Japanese people came up with using a Chinese character for some of the words to make it easier for people to read. So it's difficult I think it is so much difficult to practice writing Japanese because you have to know this, and this. And then also Chinese characters could be like up to, there is 2,000. The people say, the regular people use 2,000 Chinese characters. Like let's say like if you it's at the level like you can read a Japanese newspapers, people knows like 2,000 of them Chinese characters. So there's just so many characters. But I think there is like 8,000, like Jim mentioned, that there's like so many Chinese characters that I don't even know maybe. So yeah, that's just overview, but you don't have to know all these things because it's just too complicated. But okay, so this is the practice part. I think it's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna tell you, this is like something that I took from internet, and then I thought it's relevant, or like it's more like a casual, or like it's not like like a textbook Japanese. This is more like a casual spoken Japanese. So we're gonna practice. Maybe you can see that this is hello, konnichiwa. Okay, maybe like you guys want to repeat after me, maybe. Konnichiwa. Yep, that's like very that means hello, very formal. Konnichiwa. I'm gonna go with this one. Ohayo gozaimasu. Yep, means good morning. You only use it in the morning. This one. Hisashiburi desu. Yes, yes. You guys doing pretty good. Yeah. That means long time no see. You say it to people you didn't see in a long time. This one. Hajimemashite. You say nice. This means nice to meet you. So you say it to the person that you have seen it for the first time. I'm gonna skip those because those you don't really have to. Oh, this one is interesting. Moshi moshi. You only use this on a phone call. I don't know why we have this, but when you take the phone call, you say moshi moshi, and then you say I'm Mio, and then I'm speaking of this. You only use that in a phone call, so you just make sure you don't use this in the when you're speaking with somebody in person, because that looks weird. Okay. This one is very, very casual. I say it to my roommate, maybe. Yahoo. Yeah, that means hi, like, friends. You don't really want to say this to like professor. That's too casual. This one's, I don't know. This is well, us. Yep, that's just for like a guy version of Yahoo. I don't know why this is included, but yeah. So we're going to practice how you say hello. Nice to meet you. I am your name, like I am Mio, in Japanese. So I'm gonna read this once. Konnichiwa. Hajimemashite, Mio desu. That's just I said, hello, nice to meet you. I am So maybe you practice, maybe I should break it down because it's long. Konnichiwa. Hajimemashite. Your name, this.
I like this.
Yep. Okay. You remember that? Okay. Maybe you should find here, because I'm gonna use this to practice like conversational, like, hey, my name is this, nice to see you. So maybe find a pair. Let me know if you don't have a friend you can talk to. Okay. You can do 3 too. That's fine too. Like you don't have to be like pair.
Wait.
Okay.
Good job. So sorry. We have
No,
another
but-
one to go to, but
No, that's
awesome
fine.
job.
Yeah, this is last thing that I have. So, okay, so the A person say, konnichiwa. Watashi wa, the watashi wa means I am. Okay, maybe you should. Watashi wa. Your name? Mio, this. Yes. That's what you say, first person. And you ask what's your name. So that's going to be Anata no onamae wa. Yep, that's a question. So the B person just start with I am this. Watashi wa Mio desu. Okay. And then you say, nice to meet you. Oh, this is a little different, nice to meet you, like a second version of nice to meet you. But you say, よろしくお願いします。Perfect, perfect. So maybe you should, yep.
I have a quick question. I just noticed that at the end of a lot of them, there's a U, but you never, like it's silent. Do you know why? Is there a reason?
I think all the Japanese alphabets ends with like we don't like we always use, well, it's hard to explain. Like a, I, U, E, O, those sounds are the vowels. It always comes together. You don't like, let's say in English, like some sentence finish with H, or like some words finish with S. Like those are the sound, right? And then vowels. In Japanese, when it comes to Japanese, the word always comes with like ends with vowels. So that's why it's everything you say ends with either a, I, U, E, O. Yeah. And then actually this is something like we don't have any English, so I don't know how to explain this, but like it's like the thing that you put at the end of the sentence to make it formal. Like you don't want to say like, I'm, well, yeah, 私はMio. Then like, oh, okay, like you're kind of rude. So you want to put this to make it formal, like 私はMio this, and then like that's, you say formal. There is like a level of formality in Japanese. Like if it's like a very, very formal version of it, you kind of have to study it. Like I studied it when I used to work at the restaurants, because we use like so many like very, very formal Japanese that I wasn't even familiar with. So yeah, but this is like mid formal. It's not super formal, but this is like a good enough formal for like strangers that you see for the first time. So yeah, and then also this part, konnichiwa. So that means hello. You can use different ones in here that we just practiced to make it like improvise it. If you guys know each other, you can use "Niho" instead of "Konnichiwa." If you're just looking at talking to people in the morning, you can say "Ohayo gozaimasu," like good morning, instead of "Konnichiwa." So yeah, I think you guys should do it within the group. Let me know if you have any questions, but I'll give you a few minutes to do that in the group. The script is here.
Oh, I think it means
Oh, for 3, you can do it. A, B, maybe. That makes sense too. Yeah. Perfect, perfect.
things and folders. Like you don't have to say like no, say this.
Okay, you guys had a good enough time, I think. Well, this is the last thing that I had. If you guys have any questions, let me know about culture or language, either way. I just wanted to point out, like when you write sentence in English, you put period at the end of the sentence, but you use a little circle. 私は見ようです。Or you use the question mark as like same, but I just wanted to point out it's circle instead of dot. Yeah. So this is like this part is in the hiragana format. That's the alphabet that I mentioned, like 50 alphabets. And this part in Chinese characters that you noticed maybe, but this one's too, this one's too, this one's too. Just to make it easier to read, I think. This part is name. Like that kind of stuff should be in Chinese characters, I think. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Don't have to end this, but yeah. Okay.